There is a voice inside you that has whispered the same doubts for years. It tells you that you are not enough, that you are stuck, that life is difficult and change is impossible. This voice may sound familiar because it has been with you since childhood. It repeats the fears of your parents, the warnings of teachers, the criticisms of the world. And yet, despite all its noise, there is another voice within you, one that is softer but infinitely wiser. This voice does not condemn or limit you. It does not look at your past mistakes and say, "You will never rise above them." Instead, it gently reminds you that you are more than your thoughts, more than your fears, and far more than any story you have told yourself. Limitations are not real walls. They are illusions built by repeated thoughts. Every time you tell yourself, "I can't do this," "This is just how life is," or "Things never change for me," you lay another brick in the wall that keeps you from seeing the endless possibilities before you. But what if, just for a moment, you questioned these thoughts? What if you took a step back and asked, what if this belief is not true? It is not your job to tear down every single limiting belief at once. Your only job is to begin noticing them. The moment you become aware of a thought that holds you back, you take away its power. When you say, "I lovingly release all beliefs that no longer serve me," you open the door to transformation. Take a deep breath right now. Feel the air moving in and out of your body. With every exhale, imagine releasing a belief that has weighed you down. Perhaps it is the belief that you are not smart enough, not worthy enough, not lucky enough. See it dissolve like mist in the morning sun. You do not need to force change. You only need to be willing to let go. Repeat softly in your mind, "I lovingly release all beliefs that no longer serve me. I am free to grow. I am free to change. I am free to expand beyond my past." No child is born with self-doubt. No baby enters the world thinking, "I am not enough." When you were born, you were pure potential, completely open to life. You did not hesitate to express yourself. You cried when you needed comfort. You reached for what you desired. You laughed without fear of judgment. You did not question if you were worthy of love. You simply were. But as you grew, the world began to shape your mind. People told you what was acceptable, what was possible, what was realistic. Perhaps you were told to be careful, to not expect too much, to not dream too big. Maybe you were criticized for making mistakes or shamed for expressing your emotions. Over time, these experiences became ingrained in your thinking. The world taught you that safety came from fitting in, from following the rules, from not taking risks. And so, without even realizing it, you started believing in limits. Many of these beliefs were passed down from people who meant well, but carried their own fears. If your parents struggled with money, they may have taught you that wealth is only for the lucky. If teachers underestimated you, you may have believed you were not intelligent enough to succeed. If past relationships made you feel unworthy, you may still carry the belief that love is difficult or that you are not lovable. These beliefs do not define you. They are simply ideas that you absorbed, like a sponge soaking up water. And just as a sponge can be wrung out, you have the power to release these old ideas. For a moment, close your eyes and ask yourself, what is one belief I have carried that no longer serves me? It might be a belief about your abilities, your worth, your relationships, or your future. Notice the thought without judgment. See it for what it is, a learned idea, not a universal truth. Affirm gently. I lovingly release all beliefs that were never truly mine. I am open to new ways of thinking. I am free. Your mind is not your enemy. It is a powerful instrument designed to create the life you desire. But like any tool, it must be used correctly. If you use a hammer to build, it can create something magnificent. If you use it recklessly, it can cause damage. In the same way, your mind can either build the life of your dreams or reinforce the very limits that keep you small. For years, you may have let your mind run on autopilot, repeating the same patterns, the same worries, the same doubts. But today, you begin something new. You step into the role of the observer, the one who chooses which thoughts to believe. Instead of accepting every thought as truth, you start to ask, does this thought help me grow? Does this belief empower me? Imagine planting a garden. Each thought you think is a seed. Negative thoughts. I can't do this. Life is unfair. Things never work out for me, are like weeds. They take up space, deplete energy, and choke out the flowers of possibility. But when you plant thoughts of love, confidence, and faith, you cultivate a garden that flourishes. Right now, begin planting new seeds. Replace limitation with expansion, doubt with trust, fear with love. Say softly to yourself, I am willing to see my life through the eyes of love and possibility. I choose thoughts that support my highest good. I am growing into the best version of myself. Each time you notice an old limiting thought today, replace it with one of these affirmations. Even if your mind protests, even if doubt creeps in, know that this is part of the process. You are teaching your mind a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing. It is safe to change. It is safe to release the past. It is safe to step into a life without limits. Fear is a powerful illusion. It feels real. It grips your body, tightens your chest, and whispers all the reasons why you should stay small, why you should not take risks, why you should not believe in something better. Fear tells you that if you try, you will fail. If you love, you will lose. If you trust, you will be betrayed. And so, out of habit, you listen. But have you ever stopped to ask, is this fear protecting me, or is it limiting me? Fear was never meant to be a prison. It was only ever meant to be a signal. It tells you where you feel unsafe. But most of the fears that run your life are not based on real danger. They are based on old experiences, outdated beliefs, and other people's expectations. Perhaps you were once laughed at for speaking your truth, so now fear tells you to stay silent. Maybe you failed at something long ago, so fear convinces you to never try again. You might have been hurt in love, so fear whispers that it is safer to stay alone. But fear does not predict the future. It only repeats the past. Right now, imagine a small child learning to walk. At first, they stumble. They fall again and again. But they do not say, I failed, so I will never try again. No, they keep going. They do not see failure, only movement. They are not afraid to fall because they do not yet believe in limits. You were once that child. You still are. Every time you choose faith over fear, you take another step forward. Every time you gently question a fearful thought, you weaken its hold over you. Take a breath and repeat. I choose thoughts that bring me peace and freedom. I release fear and trust in the wisdom of my higher self. The next time fear arises, do not fight it. Instead say, thank you for trying to protect me, but I choose a different path now. You do not need to be fearless. You only need to be willing to move forward one small step at a time. Imagine walking through a dense forest where the trees are thick, the path is unclear, and every step feels uncertain. Now imagine standing on top of a mountain, looking down at the same forest. From this higher perspective, you can see the entire landscape, the winding paths, the open meadows, the endless possibilities. This is the difference between living in limitation and living with higher consciousness. Your ego sees life from the ground level. It focuses on problems, obstacles, and fears. It asks, what if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if nothing changes? But your higher self sees from above. It asks, what if this challenge is leading me to something better? What if everything is unfolding perfectly? What if I am already enough? The mind is conditioned to seek what is wrong, but the heart sees through love. Every time you shift your focus from fear to love, from doubt to trust, you raise your consciousness. Right now, think of a situation in your life that feels difficult. It could be a relationship, a career decision, or a personal struggle. Take a deep breath and ask, what would love say about this? Would love say you are not good enough? Would love tell you to give up? Number love would remind you that you are guided, supported, and always growing. Love would say, you are safe to expand. You are ready to see this differently. Affirm to yourself, I trust in the wisdom of my higher self. I choose to see life through the eyes of love and possibility. Throughout your day, practice this shift. When fear arises, pause and ask, what would love say about this? The answer is always within you. One of the most powerful ways to shift your consciousness is through mirror work. Your reflection is more than an image. It is a direct connection to your soul. But for many, looking into a mirror brings judgment. You may criticize your appearance, your flaws, your past mistakes. You may avoid eye contact with yourself because you fear what you might see. But what if, instead of judgment, you offered yourself love? What if, instead of repeating old criticisms, you spoke words of kindness? Right now, find a mirror. Look deeply into your own eyes. This may feel uncomfortable, but stay with it. See the person staring back at you. This person has survived every difficult moment. This person has tried, failed, loved, lost, and continued on. This person deserves your love. Softly, say to yourself, I am open to new ways of thinking. I am expanding my awareness every day. At first, your mind may resist. It may say, this feels silly. It may bring up old doubts. That is okay. Keep going. Speak to yourself with the same love you would offer a dear friend. Every day, spend just a few minutes in front of the mirror. Each time, say something kind. I am proud of who I am becoming. I deserve love and happiness. I see my life with new clarity and confidence. You will begin to notice something incredible. Over time, the voice of doubt will fade, and the voice of love will grow stronger. You will start to believe in your own worth. You will begin to see yourself, not through the lens of fear, but through the eyes of your higher self. You are not limited. You are not small. You are not defined by your past. You are light. You are love. You are free. Healing the past to free the mind. The past can feel like a heavy suitcase that you have been carrying for years. Each painful memory, each regret, each betrayal is packed inside, weighing you down, and yet you continue carrying it, not because you want to, but because you have not been taught how to put it down. But what if you no longer needed to carry this weight? What if you could set it down, take a deep breath, and walk forward without the burden? Many people believe that holding on to pain protects them. They think that if they remember every hurt, they can prevent it from happening again. But the truth is, holding on only keeps the wound open. It does not protect you. It only keeps you stuck. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened. It is not about pretending that pain did not occur. Forgiveness is about choosing your freedom. It is about saying, I refuse to let the past control my future. Think of someone who has hurt you. It could be a person, or it could even be yourself. Take a deep breath and repeat softly, I release the past and embrace the present with love. I set myself free. At first, you may not feel any different. That is okay. Healing is not instant. But each time you repeat this, you loosen the grip of the past. Each time you choose release over resentment, you reclaim your power. You deserve peace. You deserve to move forward without carrying old wounds. You deserve to live fully, without the shadow of yesterday holding you back. Gratitude is the most powerful shift you can make. It turns what you have into enough. It transforms fear into love, lack into abundance, and pain into healing. Right now, take a deep breath. Think of one thing, just one, that you can be grateful for. It could be as simple as the air in your lungs, the warmth of the sun, or the fact that you have the ability to listen to these words. When you focus on gratitude, you shift your energy. Instead of noticing what is missing, you begin to see what is already present. Instead of dwelling on problems, you open yourself to solutions. Many people believe that they will feel grateful once they have everything they want. But the truth is, feeling grateful now is what allows more blessings to flow. When you appreciate what you have, you create space for more good to come into your life. Every morning, before you start your day, take a moment to name 3 things you are grateful for. And before you go to sleep, name 3 more. This simple practice rewires your mind to seek out the good. Affirm to yourself, with every breath, I welcome more love and light into my life. My heart is filled with gratitude. Gratitude does not erase challenges, but it changes how you experience them. It reminds you that even in the hardest moments, there is still something beautiful to hold on to. Once you see life through higher consciousness, you can never go back to old ways of thinking. The world begins to look different, not because it has changed, but because you have. You start to notice the little miracles, the way the trees sway in the wind, the kindness of a stranger, the perfect timing of an opportunity. You become less reactive, less trapped in old patterns. Instead of seeing obstacles, you see lessons. Instead of fearing change, you welcome it. This does not mean you will never struggle. It does not mean you will never feel doubt or frustration. But now you know you are not bound by these feelings. You have the tools to shift, to release, to expand. You have stepped beyond limitation. You have chosen a new way of seeing, a new way of being. Affirm softly, I now see the world through the eyes of love and wisdom. I trust in the unfolding of my journey. Each day, remind yourself of this truth. Whenever fear arises, return to these affirmations. Whenever you feel stuck, choose to see from a higher perspective. The journey of abandoning limitations is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you have always been, a limitless being, a soul capable of infinite expansion. Your mind may still whisper old doubts. That is okay. Do not fight them. Simply notice them and choose a new thought. Choose love. Choose trust. Choose growth. You are not trapped. You are not small. You are not defined by your past. You are light. You are love. You are free. Repeat one last affirmation with me. I am limitless. I am free. I embrace my highest self with love. And so it is.